Hello there, welcome back to a brand new video. Outfielder here. I did some cleanup in my personal collection, found some cool cards. Let me show you these cards. First off, I'll show you my Larry Walker collection, who was just inducted into the Hall of Fame a couple years ago. Larry Walker. Larry Walker. Larry Walker. These are all from the junk era. Larry Walker. Larry Walker. Yeah, I did some cleaning in my PC. Figured I'd show these cards. More and more Larry Walkers, who is now a Hall of Famer. How's everybody doing tonight? All right. Yeah, okay. All right, now I'll show you my Jose Canseco's. Good view of that one. He was a guy who invented steroids in the baseball game back in the late 80s. Him and Mark McGwire, they started the PED revolution back then. More Jose Canseco's. All right. Jose Canseco. He probably would have been a Hall of Famer if he didn't use steroids. I can say that for a lot of players. Pretty cool card there. Now I'm going to start the Edgar Martinez cards. He actually is in the Hall of Fame. One of the best DHs of all time. Yeah, I figured I'd do a little cleanup in my collection. I got through one box. I've got about 9 more boxes to clean up. So, as I do that, I'll probably display more and more cards going forward here during my cleanup process. Here's a Flair, Edgar Martinez. Yeah, this is the junk era, guys. The era where they created more and more cards than any other era in the history of trading cards. Here's my Kirk Gibson collection. Kirk Gibson. Yeah, the junk era was the era that the companies for baseball cards created more and more cards than any other era in the history of the collection. They probably thought they'd make more money. They probably thought they didn't increase the demand with the increased supply. You know, I'm not really sure what happened there, but then there was a strike in 1994, and the game almost went to crap. Then in 1998, Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire saved the game with their home run race they're into. And Kirk Gibson. The 1998 season brought more and more fans back to the game. Here's my Darryl Strawberry collection. Darryl Strawberry. Yeah, in 1998, they brought more and more players, more and more fans back to the game with the Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa show. The home run show they put on back then. One more Darryl Strawberry. Now I'll start my Chicago Cubs cards from the junk era. First off, I'll show you my Andre Dawson collection. Here's a Diamond King. Called the Hawk. He's in the Hall of Fame. And I'll show you my Mark Grace collection. One of my favorite players growing up, being a Cubs fan. Mark Grace. Hope I'm not boring you guys with this video. More Mark Graces here. How's everybody doing tonight? Okie dokie. Yeah, I have a lot of Mark Graces on my PC over the years. Yep, here's a turkey red of him. Collector series. And I'll start some Ryne Sandbergs now. Seen here with Cecil Fielder. Led the league in home runs that year in the National League. Ryne Sandberg did. I'm a big fan of Ryne Sandberg. I'm just about to buy an autograph card of his at my personal store in Buffalo Grove, Illinois. They have a big selection of cards over there. They got a really nice Ryne Sandberg autograph card that I'm looking forward to buying pretty soon here. Now I'll start my Greg Maddox's. Greg Maddux, one of the best pitchers of all time. And I'll start I got one Rafael Palmeiro, who also used PEDs. And I'll show a couple of Sean Dunstons, one of the best shortstops of the 80s and 90s. Sean Dunston. He had a very strong arm from a shortstop. Okay. And Topps Finest, Sean Dunston. Alright, now I'll show some other random cards from the junk era. Alan Trammell, superstar. He's in the Hall of Fame. Omar Vizquel, just on the edge of the Hall of Fame. Stanley Alomar Jr., one of the best catchers. Another Stanley Alomar Jr., Ted Simmons, who just got into the Hall of Fame a couple of years ago. Ruben Sierra, 1987 Topps. Cecil Fielder, 1987 Topps. Pedro Guerrero, Collector Series. A great player from the 80s and 90s. Will Clark, another great player from the 80s and 90s. Bobby Bonilla, another great player from the 80s and 90s. And I'll show you a couple of Rum Venturas. Here's his rookie card. And I'll show you a couple of Matt Williams. The best third baseman of all time, Matt Williams. Here it's in here at Topps, or not Topps, Score Gold Rush of Matt Williams. Focus on this. Okay. Got a Billy Ripken here, brother of Cal Ripken Jr. A couple of Javi Lopez's here. The best catchers of the 90s. All right, Steve Avery, rookie card. One of the best pitchers of the 90s. Steve Avery. Got a Dave Parker, one of the best players of the 80s. I would not be surprised if he gets in the Hall of Fame someday. John Olerud, rookie. A couple of JT Snows. One second. All right. Here's Topps Gold of JT Snow. Eric Karros rookie card. Couple of Moises Alous. Good player in the 90s and early 2000s. Got a Donruss insert here of Moises Alou. All right, Carlos Baerga, a great player from the 90s. If you guys like this video, I could do more videos on junk era cards if you'd like me to. Tim Raines. They called him Rock Raines because he was a cocaine user. Tim Raines again. I'll show you some Ken Griffey Seniors. Ken Griffey Jr.'s father, Ken Griffey. Don't know much about his career. He was before my time, but I know his son, Ken Griffey Jr., is one of the best players of all time. His son is one of the players I collect pretty seriously, so I plan on buying more and more of his son's cards in the future. A couple of Dale Murphys here. Right on the edge of the Hall of Fame. If you guys do like this video, I will do more videos on junk era cards. I got a ton of them in my room in boxes. Just cleaned out my first box this week. I got about 4 more boxes I got to clean out from the junk era. So I'm looking for gems as much as possible. Julio Franco there. Here's a Topps Gold of Julio Franco. Yeah, I'm going through these boxes trying to find gems as much as possible. Let's show you a couple of Dwight Goodens. Turn back the clock. Dwight Gooden. Absolute stud. A couple more of him. His career was shortened because of cocaine use, but one of the best pitchers of the 80s and 90s. His career was cut short because of cocaine use. Got a Mike Mussina, I believe is in the Hall of Fame. Okay, and I'll show you a couple of Harold Reynolds, a famous ESPN guy now. Harold Reynolds, famous ESPN analyst. Another Harold Reynolds. Dave Justice, solid player for the 90s and early 2000s. A very cool card here of Fernando Valenzuela, 1991 Upper Deck. Seeing here, cool effect. I like that effect a lot. Nice effect there. Pitching, very cool there. Fernando Valenzuela. Now I'll show you my Lenny Dykstra's. A big time tobacco user, Lenny Dykstra. Lenny Dykstra. Okay, that concludes my video, guys. You guys have a great rest of your night. Remember to click that subscribe button below. Keep collecting, everybody. Thank you very much.